back to my channel. My name is Zori, if you didn't know. And today I decided to make a video telling you a little bit of my story on how I got here. Because for the people who just know me on YouTube, they don't really know what's really going on in my life, so I like to explain that. But more specifically, how I got from AAU to playing overseas. Because I feel like my journey is kind of like a different route than other girls, especially in basketball. And yeah, so let's get into it. So I have some points on my phone and my notes. It's on the charger. So I'm going to keep looking at it, make sure I stay on track and I don't just end up ranting because I know I can talk, especially on camera. Okay, so we're going to start way back when I first started playing basketball. So I started playing basketball when I was 6 in like an I-9 kind of league. As most of you know, my dad owns a training facility, so we had the same thing back in the US. So from there and throughout elementary school, my dad had a team that he coached. So it was a co-ed team, not officially AAU until later. So I played there all throughout elementary school and all the way to 7th grade. So once I got to middle school, we started playing tournaments within the area and we were officially an AAU team. And yeah, so I was playing co-ed all the way up to 7th grade. And in the middle of 7th grade, that's kind of when I switched over to the girls side. And I joined a team. They're kind of a little bit more popular now because they're EYBL. But the team was kind of just starting off when I got there. The team was called Nike Pro Skills. So yeah, we were an AAU squad. We played around the Austin, San Antonio area. But we were coming out of San Antonio. So I played with them for about 6 months, 8 to 10 months, not quite a year, a little bit under, but a long time. And I played well. I'd like to say I averaged like somewhere between 13 and 15 points. But mind you, I had a stamina problem that was horrible. I could not get up and down the court. I had the skills, I could shoot and everything, but I could not get up and down the court. So just for further explanation about the stamina problem, for example, if you know basketball, you know 17s where you run side to side 17 times in 60 seconds. I could barely get 11 touches in 60 seconds. And 11 touches would have me stretched out, laid out on the ground. So that's just an example, just letting you know how bad the stamina problem was. So I kind of just trained really hard and it was kind of nagging, still kind of there throughout like a year. So yeah, played Nike Pro Skills for about 8 to 10 months. But then I left the team because I was coming off of a 5 3-pointer game and the coach told me to stop shooting. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that, I'm just gonna go somewhere else. So I didn't go somewhere else right away. I kind of just trained and got my stamina up and everything like that for about like maybe 5 months. And then later I joined a team which was a 3SSB team and it was preseason, so I never played a tournament or a game with them, but I just practiced with them. And there were so many like D1 and McDonald's All-American, like big names coming out of the program, and I had a lot of friends that played with them. So yeah, I started practicing with them for like a month, but I still had the stamina problem, so it was kind of embarrassing. Okay, so like another reference. If you've been subscribed for a long time, you know that a few summers ago, back when I did have the stamina problem, I literally woke up like before school at like 6 a.m. I had my dad bring our stationary bike to our living room. I would wake up like 5 a.m. before school and do 6 miles on the bike just so I could get my cardio up for the game. Another thing I did was run 1 mile on the treadmill every day. I did that like faithfully for a few months on end, so it's another thing I was like kept trying and persevering. And sometimes I would do all of that and still be tired in the game. So it took a lot in me to kind of keep going and trust my process. Like we would be practicing and doing drills and sometimes we would do like down and backs and I could not hang. Like we would be training with younger kids and I'd still be like behind everybody. I don't even know what it was. So yeah, I got called out a few times because it's kind of embarrassing when your dad's a trainer and you're like not trained, or it seems like you're not like training. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. But yeah, so I was training with them and eventually I got cut from the team. I'm not sure the exact reason, and it wasn't because of my skill level or the stamina problem or anything like that. I just got cut. So after that, I joined another team. They had a few girls that I knew on there, so I was practicing with them. And this was right when we were about to move to Costa Rica. So I only played 1 tournament with them. Now I still had the stamina problem, but not as bad anymore. But I had this anxiety problem. And I don't even know if I should call it anxiety. It was more just like overthinking. I mean, that's what I think it was looking back on it now. But like, so I played 1 tournament only before I left. But I kid you not, I airballed every single shot I took in the whole tournament. I don't have no idea idea how. I made some layups, whatever, but like the last game, it was a 3-game tournament. The last game I didn't even get in. So it was so like embarrassing, or maybe like humbling, I don't know. But like, I don't know, it was just really like bad. So I kind of just had to like trust my work. At this time I was also homeschooled, so I started training even more and more and more because I didn't have like 8-hour school to work on. So I decided to homeschool and get ready for Costa Rica because I had a goal of playing professionally here. Like I literally wrote, if you have me on Instagram, I had posted my goals for 2023. Playing professionally, or first division, what they call it here, was one of the goals. So yeah, I kind of just trained and all that, and we moved here. Now, I didn't get on the team right away. I just recently did, a few months ago, and we've been here for almost a year. So I started basketball here. I started on the team that I think was U17 or U19. And I was also the youngest person on this team, so I trained with them and I started playing with them. I had my first game here in Costa Rica and I think I had like 17 points. So it was good, but I knew that in AAU with Nike Pro skills, if I could drop 15 a game, I mean, I can score more here because the basketball level is a little bit different. So later on, I joined a second team. So I was playing for 2 teams, but different age groups. So I think it was U15 because I was 14 at the time, and then I played U19. So a few months passed and the U19 team discontinued, so I just played for the U15 team. The league ended, which was last year, and it ended up leading us to the championship and getting the MVP title. So that was good. I was kind of starting to make a name for myself out here. And our training facility was kind of picking up too. Then the next season rolls around and I'm still playing with the same team. And again, still training and everything, but I'm in a normal school now, so not as much as I was when I was homeschooling, but still training. And by this point, we're like halfway through the season. My dad starts training this guy who has a connection with one of the pro teams. And everyone who trains at the gym kind of knows that I'm like a gym rat and I'm kind of there always training and stuff. So I guess he like put in a word for me or something. But coincidentally, that past weekend, we played against a team whose coach was the assistant coach for the pro team. And that exact game, I ended up dropping 27. So it was kind of good because the assistant coach kind of knew how I played and knew that I was a little bit of a higher level than these girls. So then I ended up practicing with the pro team. We ended up having some scrimmages for the preseason. In the first scrimmage, I had 15 points and hit 5 threes. So it started off pretty well for me. So now let's talk about present day. So we're in the middle of the season now. I'm the youngest in the whole league. And there's some players on our team who are also from the US that got recruited to play here. So at the moment, I'm not really getting much playing time. But again, I'm still working, trusting the process, and surrounding myself with girls who are in the position that I want to be in when I'm older. I guess my goal is to play in other places overseas and be able to earn money off of it. Preferably Europe, but I'd like to play in multiple locations. So playing at this high level has kind of helped me level out my skills and get used to playing overseas. So I guess that's a wrap. That's basically how I got from AAUs overseas at 15. I'd like to say the moral of the story is just hard work and the stars kind of just align. And I know they'll continue to as I get older. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.